Hello, I'm going to show you how you can get to all of your online curriculum and online textbook resources if you have adopted Goodheart-Willcox or GW resources from the recent C4 resource adoption cycle. So I have loaded in all of the resources into your courses, and if you have questions about the specific items, you can reach out to me and I might have to put you in contact with the salesperson if you think that something is missing. But to get to your course, you'll go through your usual courses menu like always, and you'll select it from there. When you get to your course, you'll probably be looking at this page unless you've been in its learning and been changing things. It takes you to the course overview page. To get to where I copied over your GW resources, you're going to click the Resources tab. And then there is a folder here. It's up to you. If you want to move some of these items out of this folder, that's fine. But I didn't want to just dump in a bunch of resources into your course if you already had things in there. I didn't want to clutter your course, so I tried to keep it a little bit organized. But if you click the folder, here are all of your GW resources. So the really important thing you need to do first is there's this folder that's called Getting Started Resources. Before you try to access anything, it's important that you follow a couple steps here related to this folder. Otherwise, none of the resources here will work for you. So you need to click the Getting Started Resources folder, and there's a couple of things here to look at first. The first thing is that you as a teacher will see some of these resources, your students won't. As a teacher, in order to actually look at the content and resources and the online textbook pages, you first need to activate your subscription. So you need to click where it says Instructor, activate your subscription. And it takes it a second to load. And it should open up a new window and tell you that you've activated your subscription. Now, if you clicked this Activate Your Subscription resource and a tab did not open here, that is most likely because you have a pop-up blocker that is blocking this pop-up here from its learning. You can configure your Chrome web browser to where it won't do that anymore, and I sent that in an additional resource. So if you see a little pop-up icon up here in your browser, you'll click that and then you'll allow pop-ups from its learning and allow pop-ups from GW, and you'll be fine from there. So again, you'll have to look through that separate resource for that one. But if you don't see that opening, that's probably why. So when it does open, it tells you that our subscription is activated. So what you need to do next is you can close this window, but you do need to refresh your page. So now if I go to resources, click back into my resources, and let's open a folder here. And I want to go to my online textbook. I'm going to click that. And it's going to open the online textbook for me, where I can do some of my work. If I had not activated my resource subscription, it would not have opened that. It would have gotten an error message. All right. So along those same lines, there are other resources in here too. There's online flashcards. There's a study guide, all built in here. And after you've activated your subscription, you're good to go. You won't have to do that every single time, just the first time that you try to use it. Your students also have to activate their subscription. All right. And it's this one here. I'm going to change the name of it actually for you so it says Students Activate Your Subscription. I'll change that for you. But what it does is it will activate your student subscription for them. All right. So if you try to do that more than once, it'll give you an error message because we only have a certain number of seats that we've purchased. But after your students do this, again, they'll have to close out of this window. They'll need to refresh their page. And now your students will be able to look at your online resources. And you can even look at it from a student view as well, now that you've activated that on both. So again, make sure that you go to the GW folder and click Getting Started Resources and activate your subscription. And then your students will need to do this too. If your students don't see the activation opening up in another window, again, it might be because their pop-up blocker is blocking it. So you'll have to have them follow the same steps in allowing pop-ups from its learning. You won't have to do this every single time you log in, just the first time. and just be mindful of that. If you have any new students that are added to your classes, make sure that you have them go through this process as well. Otherwise, they won't be able to get to the resources. But that is how you navigate to your different items.